Hey kids, welcome back to Honestville. Last episode, we had a pretty quiet episode, just kind of zoning residential stuff in Honestville Central. I've done some stuff off screen, a little bit of overdue maintenance and tidying up of things, and I've also actually built a real highway exchange over here, which I want to show you guys. And I felt kind of weird about doing this off screen because it is stuff that I want to show you, and I'm going to be doing some tutorial work at some point in the near future on interchanges, but I wanted to see if I could make one work, and we're going to be doing one or possibly even two more of this style of interchange in this region. So I thought that I would do a test one. The more experienced players, feel free to comment and tell me everything I've done wrong. I know you're going to do it anyway. No, I really don't mind. Suggestions are always welcome. But basically what I've done here, the idea is this is the ring road that goes around the edge of the city, and this highway is going to continue out here along in this kind of valley, right? So I've made a little Y interchange here, and you can see sort of following this lane, the inner lanes kind of stick to the, more or less stick to the highway ring road, and then these ones kind of spur out that way. And I made it pretty much as tight as possible, I think. I think I'm being a bit risky here with trying to have these underpasses right near these neighbor connections. The neighbor connections, by the way, I wanted to mention this. I'm going to pop out, well, yeah, I'll stick here for a second. The neighbor connections, the guy from Wibs Builds, which is an excellent YouTube channel, started, I think, pretty recently doing SimCity 4 content as well. And that guy's been nice enough to comment a few times, and I highly encourage you to check out his videos. But he gave me some instructions about the neighbor connections, which I have read and very much appreciated. Strangely, they seem that comment like I got like a month ago, and YouTube for some reason thought it was spam. So Wibs Build, if you're watching, for some reason when you comment on my videos, they're appearing in the spam filter. Something you might want to know. I don't know. That shit's weird. Anyway, let's pop out to the regional view here. I'm not going to work on this tile yet, and the reason is that I have not tested these neighbor connections yet. I am not convinced that I've completely understood the very helpful instructions that various of you have given me, and I will test them out off screen once we've built a bit in these tiles, and really make sure that they're working as intended. I know there's a thing where if you don't do them right, they only work for freight trucks, so I just need some confirmation on my end here in the game that they're actually working properly. But as you can see, by keeping the highway level and not doing the Maxis connection, we definitely save a lot of space. There's even a possibility of maybe putting in another ramp system over here or something. It might not be, it might be overkill. There's a ramp right here, but it does free up a lot of space. So something I will keep in mind. I've also made a few other neighbor connections, just kind of extending the street grid right to the edge of the city. I deleted a bunch of abandoned buildings, like, oh, I can see a couple here that I missed, like these guys, just kind of hoping to see them develop differently. See what happens. Some of them are abandoned because of transit time, and some of them are abandoned because of low desirability and shit like that. So we'll see. We'll see. I also did. Man, this was surprisingly. I gotta say, the network add-on mods, Real Railway, using it by default, it has fairly strict slope rules, and my god, I mean, this is just not the most elegant solution to putting a few extra underpasses in here, and I may rework it at some point later, but boy, it took me like longer than that highway interchange, if you can believe it. I was trying to get some kind of like diagonal avenue under a diagonal railway, and it just wasn't doing it. I also noticed that if there's any buildings beside these rails, they don't like to drag. They just don't like to drag near buildings sometimes and stuff like. It's just, I don't know. I know that in the next version of the network add-on mod, they are going to be working on some. Let's press play. I want to watch this develop a bit. They are going to be working on some new underpass techniques using, I believe, the subway. So I'm excited to see that, and I think that will help with some of these problems. But yeah, no, it has definitely not been ideal so far working with that rail. There's a few. I think there's a few things as well. I think there's a few puzzle pieces that were designed to work with Maxis that maybe haven't been redesigned to work with the rail or whatever. I'm not sure, and I'm sure they're hard at work fixing that. So I don't mean to complain. We do have some more commercial demand. I'll zone some commercial in a second. I have plans for this episode. Oh, before I forget, because I'm going to forget if I don't do it now, I do have one naming suggestion for this episode. OBP Super Gamer recommended that I name an industrial park, and I had one in mind. Let's pop over. I'm going to let the clock run because I really am hoping to see some more of this residential stuff develop. I should probably put it on like maybe 1 speed down while I kind of zoom around like this. I think this is kind of a fairly substantial industrial park area here, and it might get extended towards the border. We'll see depending on demand and everything. So they recommended the Jeffrey B. Doggle Industrial Park. And very, very humorous name suggestion. The B, of course, standing for Boon, as in boondoggle. So that's hilarious. I think this is a decent spot for it. I'm sure we'll try and expand that park a bit. But very, very good suggestion. More of these abandoned buildings. These issues I'm having with abandonment will be solved as I bring more employment into the area. Let's run the clock just a bit here. Let some of these zones develop. And I had two plans for this episode. Kind of a little bit of detail work again. We've got a lot of zones that are left to develop here, so I don't really want to go out into neighboring tiles and start zoning. I want to fill in this central park here, or at least fill in part of it. And I have been doing some work on the Twitch, which, by the way, you guys should really check out the Monday evening, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Twitch. Has been lots of fun. I've had a few regulars kind of coming back every Monday, and the chat has been just like good fun, very casual. I'm usually on for about 3 or 4 hours. It looks like we're running out of water. I should fix that. Why are we running out of water? I also put down oh yeah, straight up capacity. I also put down some water treatment plants. So I bet you that these water plants here are too old. Condition 98%. Maybe not. 93%. Well, I'm just gonna drop down another big one. Probably somewhere else. Maybe a little bit farther from the center. It's probably all the industrial stuff we put down that I think I can just stick one out here in the sticks. Far from the industry or whatever. But we should see a little bit of an increase in desirability thanks to those water treatment plants, hopefully. But yeah, let's work on Central Park and kind of alternatively run the clock a bit. Probably do a little bit of commercial zoning as well. Run it a bit longer here. We're up above 200 and we were at 195,000 in this central region. And we're above 200,000 now. I don't imagine the population is not going to get that much higher in this tile. So, what I have, if I can find them, is these. Oh, these are canals. No, there's a pond one that I'm looking for. I think it's all the way down at the bottom. Yeah. So these are kind of neat. I'm gonna hide the how do I? There we go. I just want to hide the labels for a second. I gotta try and remember to put those back on. But yeah, I want to try and make a pond. A pond maybe in the middle of the park. And I don't think I'm going to do any canals, but maybe a pond or maybe a canal with a bridge. We'll see. So there's a grass one and there's this kind of shingled one here. We can start by just placing a central tile. Kind of got an interesting water texture. There are other pond mods out there, and I am certainly open to suggestions. I don't know if I want the shingle bank or there's a transition one. Let's start with the shingle bank here. Oops, that's backwards. Okay, so the arrow goes towards the water. Like that. And there are a few curvy ones. This is a corner. Not sure what that's going to look like. Okay. Got lots of space here, so I can kind of fiddle around. Lots of space, lots of money. No real worries in terms of all that. Oh, there's another one. Oh, this rocky shore. Maybe the other side of it will be a non-rocky shore. What's this? Ooh, interesting. I think these all connect up reasonably nicely. Try and make a somewhat organic shape here. 3 by 2. I'll delete this one and replace it with something else. But this is the Diggus Ponds mod, which I think I ended up with possibly because of it was one of the port dependencies or something. I've had this kind of sitting around down here for a while, and a while back I fiddled around with it on Twitch and sort of got to know it a bit, and I gotta say it is quite easy to use overall, as you can see here. So I'm fairly happy with it. So there's this canal transition. I'm going to place one of these just because I'm a bit curious as to how that works. Oh, I see. So it creates this kind of little lock system there. Not sure what the other side of the canal looks like. Oh, is it like a little tiny canal? Or am I just not doing it right? Let's see. I might throw down I'm not gonna use the canal pieces if I feel like they're not. Oh, pond water. Now this is like a pedestrian path type thing over it, but I'm not sure how that works. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to agonize over it. I don't think I'll use the canal pieces just simply because I'm not sure how they work. But there is the possibility of like creating a little footpath bridge. Ooh, that's the other thing I want to do in this park is create not a footpath, but well, a pedestrian route of some kind. Boy, it is hard to see with all these trees. I'm going to have to redo. I have to put trees back here. I'm going to get in the habit of deleting trees as I develop things, and then just redoing the trees using the kind of slightly cheating way of doing things. Okay, take a look at how big this pond is getting. Ooh, that's getting actually quite a bit larger than I had sort of initially intended. But that's okay. I think it should end over here, though. Let's try and wrap this up here. I'm going to put the simulator on play. Try and see if I can... Okay. Try and narrow this over here. And is there like a 2x2? Oh, that's interesting. A schist bridge. I'm not sure how this works, see, but I'd like to use it. Okay, I see. It's like one side of it. Yeah, alright. Well, we'll see if we can fit a bridge in. I'd like to... It'd be really nice to have a bridge. And then maybe a pedestrian path. 3x2. Maybe this can go over here. And then back with these 1x1 pieces here. Well, I need to have a corner piece. Not that one. No, not that one either. This one, I think. Yeah. And then this one. That. And I'll think about where a good spot for a little bridge would be, and if it's easily feasible to do so, I will do it. Otherwise, I'll fiddle around with it off screen. But yeah. Right, now we're going to want to go with... Ooh, what's this? Canal water. Oh, I get it. This is how the canal works. Okay, you have to place the canal water and then... Okay, well, I'm not sure if we're going to do that, but we shall see. I don't think it quite makes sense to have any kind of canal in here, and I think those are kind of designed for sort of port or waterfront type stuff, but we'll see. That's not what I want. I want this to come back over now. I'm not trying to make a pond of epic proportions here. Just a feature, a water feature in the park. I think that's it. I think what we want is maybe this guy. Correct. That's too big. Go with the 1x1. And I'll transition it to the grassy bank, which is there it is. Perfect. And now we need a corner. But not like that. Bit hard to see sometimes. Not that one, it's the opposite one that we need. Anyway, you guys should be able to find, you might be able to find this standalone if you're looking to make a pond like this. You should be able to find like the Diggus, I think that's how you would pronounce that name, the Diggus Pond mod. I think that works. Yeah, it looks good to me. And let's do this guy here. And then we just grab the regular water pieces, maybe a bridge here, we'll see. Gonna take a look at the big picture, and I might narrow some of it. But it looks pretty nice. The water's actually kind of vaguely animated. It's kind of like stony shore over here, and then the other side is sort of... And that's pretty cool. Yeah, it would be nice to try and fit a bridge in here if possible. Yeah, and then let's see if we can do a little bit of lag here because of the because I have the clock running while I do this. Trying to get two birds with one stone, so to speak. Have I got a playground in here yet? Got the zoo, sort of Central Park Zoo style. Also, like, it's a very small zoo. I'm imagining it more of this kind of like 19th century style zoos. You know, the ones where the animals look a bit sad in the cages. Yeah, a playground near the pond would be kind of neat. Kind of curious to see how the water texture, or the grass textures will all kind of mesh together. The answer is basically that they don't. These ones seem to use the more transparent texture, but when you zoom out, you don't really notice that much. I will be looking at some point into... I'm curious here. Yeah, that's probably just going to make things look ugly, but I can always delete it later. Nice to have a big lawn. I was actually kind of hoping to have a bit of a hill. Maybe we'll terraform a hill beside the pond, just very carefully though, that's the thing. Because this grass can actually be placed on a hill, so let's see if we can do... should be able to get a really small one and just very carefully make a little bit of a hill in the middle of the park here. It's going pretty well. Okay, and then... Yeah, I'll be looking into some grass texture mods at some point soon. I've probably said that before and just haven't got around to it, but... Then I'll just put trees around the edge of this. There we are. I don't know what's going to happen in terms of a bridge. Why don't we try it? Why don't we just try it? Just hoping... Ooh, okay, well, I'm going to have to redo that then. But I think we can probably cram one in here. Get rid of these trees to get them out of the way for now. I thought this would be a fun way to spend an episode. Probably be sneaking a green park in there somewhere. And let's go down and take a look at those... Go down and take a look at those bridges and see how they work. Hopefully I can figure one out quickly, and if I can't do it now, I will come back to it. 3x3, 3x1. Exactly sure what the idea is there. No. They certainly don't overlap. They're not like flex pieces or anything. 1x1. Ooh. bit confused though, because it says that it's a bridge, and then I might need this. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, I'm gonna have to work on that off screen. There's something I'm missing. I have a feeling that there's some kind of draggable. I think it needs to work with the pedestrian path or something, and I don't want to get into that right at the minute. But yeah, I think I'll try and fit off screen, or otherwise I'll try and fit a bridge in this little segment here at some point. Which, in other words, I'll say that I will, and then I'll completely forget about it for 6 episodes. Just so we're all on the same page. Where's this guy? Ooh, no, I want like the 3x2 of the normal grassy one. And I liked the way that looked. Oh yeah, there's a dock too. And a boat ramp. Well, I don't know if this is a boating pond, but it might be. Steel bridge. Oh. Interesting. Place this alongside your streets, used with the diggest... Huh. And what's this? Interesting. Maybe you just put a path straight on that. That might be how it works. Okay, I will try that. I'll try that quickly. So basically we want this side. And then the other side. Which I think should be actually this one. Like so. I'll fix this after so that it doesn't flash like that. Then we could have... Maybe we can just use the street add-on mod and create a path that goes straight over it. We'll see. A bit weird. I guess we could go with that. It's a bit weird to have grass growing on the bridge, but you know what? I think this is a more kind of civilized park. I don't think we're going to use that dirt road. We're going to go with one of the other guys here. The street add-on mod's a bit weird. What's that? Gravel road? Dirt streets. That one says it's not installed. This little asphalt would almost be kind of cool, but that's a street, isn't it? No, I guess we want to look at the ped malls. Yeah, let's look at the ped malls. Open paved. I don't think these need to point in any direction. Oh yeah, that looks much better. That looks much better. It fills the whole tile. Okay, we could go for the cobblestone. I think I like this pavement. The sandstone. Grass. Okay, and then we've got a bunch of those. Okay. And then the mountain trails, which I'm not going to do. So let's go for... I like this guy. Yeah, I like this guy. That looks reasonable. That looks reasonable. So I think we need to grab the park. I'm not sure if this is how this is intended to be used, by the way. But I think we need something like that. And then the other guy is this one, maybe? Like that. And then we get, there should be one here that is just the bridge with the water. That makes so much more sense. It's kind of a wide bridge, but still, the ped malls fit nicely on it. And it has a certain elegance. We'll get a better sense when we zoom out. Gotta find that same texture again. These are actually functional pedestrian malls. And yeah, maybe it'll go kind of come over to the zoo. Like... unfortunately, these are not really like draggable. They do end up being kind of squarish, but that's okay. And the idea is that it would kind of cross the park, I think. And maybe... come all the way over here. Is that hill still somewhat visible? Yeah. There might be a diagonal. I don't think there is, though. Like, yeah, no, there isn't. Once we fill it in with trees, it will look a little bit less, let's go like here. Kind of along the edge of the hill. It'd be nice if it was flat, I guess. We'll see. See what it looks like. Actually, yeah, no, that's fine. Go with it. And we'll probably get a few more decorations that we can plop in here at some point. Let's just take a look quickly through the park menu here and see if anything else sticks out as something that would be nice. I'm not sure if that's how that's designed to be used, but you know what? I think I've found a neat workaround one way or another. Oh, I didn't fix that either. Is there a basketball court in here? Yes. Yeah. Flag pack. Interesting. I don't think we want that. But yeah, okay. Ranger station, a gazebo. We definitely need a gazebo. Probably close to the water. Then a medium park green, maybe? Yeah, that looks good. And probably a flower garden somewhere in here too. Maybe even a large flower garden. Yeah, I think a large flower garden would be perfect. And then let's just grab some more of these open grass area filler tiles. Man, it's really insane. Even the grass in the parks in these don't match, which is kind of infuriating, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let's now go into get the God mode trees. I'll just pause for that. God mode trees. We'll just put a generous amount. I might put other stuff in here as well after. I think we can probably maybe thin these trees out a bit even, because that's a very thick forest for a park. But I'm just gonna do that for now, and I might kind of delete a few of them manually afterwards. Don't mind thick trees kind of behind the cemetery there. And then let's kind of thin this out manually here and sort of see what it looks like. Well, I don't really want to do them this way. Anyway, I think we'll leave it like that for now. But I think that's a pretty nice little central park for the time being. And I would imagine that we might get some rewards. So just take a look if there's anything else I feel like we should stick in there. Oh yeah, let's stick an Air Force Base in the middle of the central park. No, I don't know. Oh, we've got lots of stuff to place here. We don't even yeah, we have to place that as well. Might be good to put a museum, actually, in the park. Kind of like Central Park style. I don't know if you guys have been to New York City, but the Museum of... what's it called? The Metropolitan Museum is in Central Park, as is the Museum of Natural History. So, I think it's kind of a cool idea. Let's stick it on the on the pond like that. And yeah, I'll think about other stuff that we might want to place in here, but at this point I think we've got a nice little pond in the middle. It's not a gigantic park by any means, but you just find that transition piece again here. There is another thing I want to do in this episode. I can press play again. Try and get this to build. We zoned a lot last episode, probably too much, if I'm honest. No skate park here. There could be a skate park too. All the sports. For the sports people. I need... Is it this guy? No, that's the canal one. This one. There we are. I think that's kind of cool. Might be able to find a better way to do those trees. Maybe even use some custom trees. But yeah. Oof, so much abandonment. Let's take a look at, speaking of abandonment, let's take a look at traffic. And see if there's any spots where we might want to put some commercial, because I've been finding that the best solution to, like right along here, for example, often the best solution to this abandonment problem is just commercial. There already is commercial there, though, isn't there? Well, I can continue it a bit here. Probably would have been a good idea to put more of those grass tiles down, because the trees don't really actually contribute that much to making the land more desirable. So, we'll see though. Like this. Very strange. I wonder what it's telling me. I mean, we're up to 234,000 commute time. Very strange. Probably need to create some new jobs in the tiles next door. That's the other thing too, is that Sims do seem to like to travel more, to work in adjacent tiles more than they like to work in this tile, because of the way commuting kind of works in the game. So for better or for worse. We'll be working on this. Also, my mod setup will definitely have an impact on abandonment. So something I'll be monitoring, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. We've gone up by like 40,000. Didn't really see it happen because I was working on that park, but there has been a substantial increase in the population. So we've got Central Station here. Central Park, let's put the labels back on before I forget. That all of your wonderful suggestions are visible. There we are. And yeah, I don't want to zone too much more in this region. We've got a lot of demand for low... That's ultimately, I think, partly why we're getting the abandonment too, is just because we've used up all the demand for middle-class housing. There's one other thing I want to do in this episode, though. We're getting demand for dirty too. That's why they're having commute issues too, because there's basically no dirty built up in this area, which I think we might go over to North Ward and try and do some of that stuff. You'll see I'm also trying to finally resolve the little temporary dump problem here. And have not so far succeeded. So it may just be there forever. I want to build a bridge here. I want to build a bridge in this Pioneer Head area here. Because I think it's necessary. So we may have to delete some of this little school complex here, because I do want this bridge to function for ferries. And I'm gonna try and do it by like raising the terrain all nice and pretty. And if it does not give me too much trouble, then that'll be great. Otherwise, I may do a little bit less elegant solution, but there might be a bridge I can use with a network widening mod piece. That might be a good solution here. I think we're just going to actually straight up delete that because I know it's going to get in the way. So, let's first level out the approach a bit. Ooh, that's very low. It might work. I think I'm going to just try and raise it to the same amount on both sides. So we'll go with 15 meters. 1, 2. That's probably a bit too high. Might want to see if I go to the 7.5 meter ends and dig down a bit like that. That's probably okay. And I have found that using this rail does a good job of kind of leveling it out. Ooh, yeah, no, that doesn't work. Okay. I'll get it. I've done this a bunch lately. We can lower it down right down to that level, and that probably be easy to replicate on both sides, roughly. But roughly the same height on both sides. It's tricky to get right, and there are a few bridge building slope mod type things out there that I have not installed, and may or may not. I'm trying to make a small one-tile bridge here too, so the idea is not to have a gigantic approach to this bridge. We shall see. I think if I put it that high, it might work better, but if I do that, we might be able to... Oh yeah, that's gonna work. And I think we actually probably even want to delete that school to get a more even approach. So I think that's gonna work. Let's actually lower it down a bit more like we did before. So that was 7.5 meters, and we're going to hole digger here. Put a street up there. I think that will work. I think it will, and then we'll delete the school. I'm using the rail just to create the approach. Oof, that's gone below the surface there, but we should be able to level it out. Okay, probably gonna leave that as is for now. Just drag this over here to find out where it's... Okay, so that's where it is right there. Mark that. And we're gonna do a similar thing over here. Before we do that though, let's actually clean this up a bit here. No need for all this kind of muddy mess. Okay. And I'll try and get it down to the level that it was on the other side, roughly. And then it was raised once. I gotta remember it's this tile. I'll double check in a second anyway. Double, triple check. It's gonna be a bit weird too, because this is kind of sloping upward, but it was that tile. What am I doing? I'm looking for the digger. There it is. Okay. Raise 15 meters, and then raise 7.5 meters. So that should be roughly the same height. Let's drag a street over here just to make sure it's the right... Okay, it is on the right tile. And it should fix itself once we get rid of the rail on the other side. Drop a street tile up down here. And this is going to be a bit tighter, but could be feasible. Ooh, nasty. Okay. Well, what that means is that I'm going to have to just delete some of this road, because that's what's getting in the way, I think. That worked so well on the other side. I wonder what happened there. I think it didn't like the road being there. It didn't have a long enough approach to do its little slopey thing properly. That's okay. Go right there. 1, 2. Place the street tile. See if I can get this to work again here. That's better. Yep. Okay. I don't know what it's going to look like over here, but I'm not too worried about that. And hopefully this bridge will drag across nicely and work for ferries and all that happy shit. Doesn't need to be that dramatic a bridge approach anyway. It's just this small. Okay. Now, there are a couple of these that are designed for a network widening mod. So let's take a look at what we have here. Ooh, too low for ferries. We may have to go higher. That's interesting. I'm surprised. That to me looks quite high, but Is that a one-way road bridge or something? That's what it looks like. Tower bridge. I think it's just a different texture. I think it's a European road texture, basically. I'm kind of tempted to go with something like that, just because it's cool. Well, I guess we'll raise both sides of it by maybe 7.5 meters, or maybe even less than that. Like, I'm not even sure how much we need to raise it to make it work here. Hopefully I can do it without having to completely redo everything, yeah. Okay, let's go 7.5 meters on each side. Place the rail tile, or the street tile. And see if I can get the rail thing to work again. Yeah, okay, it's a bit weird over there, but that will have to be adjusted when we actually drag the road out to it. Okay. Like this little pit here, I think I can kind of fix manually, more or less. And I really hope that that's high enough. I don't see how it could possibly need to be higher than that for ferries, if I'm honest. I don't want to go with that guy. I might just need to raise it a bit in here. Nope. Nope, it's looking good. Okay. So, that's cool. I like that. I thought there might be one in here that uses the... Ooh, this one does, though. See, that one uses the network widening mod. NRD... narrow, whatever it's called, avenue. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have one of those, like, pretty European bridges, but I'm also kind of in the mood to do this with a network widening mod one, because, I mean, this bridge is probably going to see a fair amount of traffic, but I don't want it to be a huge bridge. That one's cool, too. I really like the kind of very rural-looking covered bridge, but it's a little bit too rural, I think, for this location. Let's go down to that bottom one. Not the most elegant-looking bridge structure, but interesting. Yep, let's do it. I think that looks great. I guess it does need to be fairly high. And then, I don't know. I think I'll probably just use the disconnector here. But I can definitely use a starter piece. So we'll just disconnect this on either side. I hope that will work. As long as we don't fuck up the terrain I just spent probably too long working on. Let's really be safe here on both sides. Not delete anything that's going to cause us problems. And we're going to use a network widening mod starter piece, which is going to be down here. And what we're looking for is, I think this guy. Yep. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Just lost our nice slope there. Ooh, I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure if that's going to do it for us. Because it's not wanting to connect up here. Well... I'm not sure. There's definitely a way to do this. It might be a cosmetic piece, actually. That might be it. There's a couple in here. Those are neighbor connecting pieces, flex turn lanes. That's weird. I mean... Oh! Okay, if I just put the starter piece at the top of the bridge, maybe. That'll do it. Yep. Okay. Cool. Well, that's good to know. Let's flatten out this mess here. It doesn't seem to want to follow the curve I just sort of painstakingly made. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. You can't have everything. Okay, we are going to need a transition piece here. I'm just going to transition this. I'll probably upgrade this road at some point using the network widening mod, but the network addening mod. See what I did there? Alright. It's this guy that we want. And then we're just going to connect this up. and try and fit that school back in. God, what kind of school was that? Was that a high school or a... We'll never know. No, it was a regular school. So we'll just put that back there. Doing it. And then there was also a baseball park. Baseball diamond. Try and throw that back in there. Oh, it'll fit. I don't really mind if this road... I mean, that's pretty funny. I guess, yeah, they're hitting out this way, so they're not going to hit the balls into the road. We're all good, we're all good. No harm done. School moved across the street. Bridge is built. Let's figure out this other end of it, though. This can be connected back up. Actually, though, let's level things out first. God, that is quite the crevice. Holy shit, man. Right, that'll do it. Probably need to rezone some of this stuff, but that's okay. And now all we need to do is put in the starter piece right by the bridge, which worked marvelously last time. I'm really glad that I figured that out. I seem to recall kind of struggling with this in the past, and nice to have some... I mean, I hope the road works. We'll find out when we actually start the simulation here, but I hope the road bloody well works. I don't see why not, though. Usually when they're all tightly connected like that, they do... Ooh. Wow, that looks like it might actually not be completely terrible. And think about connecting it diagonally there. I'm going to leave it for now. I have a feeling that that intersection is not going to look super great when they're done building it. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyway, this road might get upgraded. Something might happen here. I'm going to leave it as is for now. I might end up doing, like, straightening this road out just for this little segment here or something. Or turning it into an avenue. This may very well be an avenue anyway. We'll see. But I quite like that. And yeah, we'll need to also probably widen this road or do something. But I like the idea of having a slightly higher capacity bridge at the very least. Pioneer Head Bridge. Obviously, and if any of you want to recommend a name suggestion for the bridge, that's fine too, but for the time being, it will probably be called the Pioneer Head Bridge. And yeah, I'm going to pretty much call it at that for this episode, because I'm discovering lately that if I try and build too much, these episodes end up being interminably long. But let's run the clock a bit here. Check on that bridge, maybe see if it's working. Get some of this commercial zones building up. See, you've got some offices there as well. Definitely building up some demand for dirty industry, which is interesting. Probably because a lot of these new areas have not gotten education yet. Takes them a while. You know, I can also change this label here. It says Central Park Reserve, but it should say Central Park. Which, once again, can I just... Yeah, there we go. Once again, that's a prime naming suggestion thing. Yeah, that little bridge looks nice. I think it's good. The path is a bit weird there because of the hill, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. We did have a flower garden there as well, but we've got a bigger one there. There's a major art museum we can unlock, and I think that will go here. We'll have kind of a museum mile type thing going on in the Central Park. Hopefully some of these commercial areas will pick up as well. Take one last quick look at traffic. The bridge is being used. The roads are all connected. Nothing is broken. That's good. And let's... I'm very curious, yeah. I think these... Very curious to see. There's not much traffic on the highways because they don't really go anywhere right now, but... yeah. See, that to me looks like I've done it wrong. To me, like I've almost definitely done it wrong because it's only getting freight trucks on it. So, I'm gonna have to go... Oh, this one's got... No. Yeah, that's not working. Neighbor connections, man. I told you. They're finicky. They're not... and yeah, I have received a number of helpful suggestions. Unfortunately, I'm going to need to go on the forums, and I'm going to need to have, like, a good chat with someone there about exactly what you have to do, because they're all of the guides that were made with pictures, the pictures are hosted on, like, one of those old image sites that's no longer active, so those pictures are just, like, gone forever. And so, yeah, it has not been... I have not found an easy, foolproof guide. It's possible I'll have to switch these back to the Maxis Highway. Because they have to work. That's the bottom line, guys. And I know it's possible. It's a matter of, like, you know... And I don't want to be, like... If I have to reconfigure the whole bloody highway just to get it to use the neighbor connection properly, then... you know, I may or may not be down for that. Anyway, I'm not going to belabor a point on that. We have a nice-looking Central Park and a nice-looking bridge. Next episode, I am hoping to take us back out to the regional mode. We're at 250,000 K in the central city. Let's take a look at our regional population. I'm going to take us back out to the neighboring cities and try and figure out some employment and stuff. Try and figure out some employment and stuff for those tiles. Yep, so we're at 323,000. Not bad. We'll be at 500,000 before we know it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be another episode up next Friday. You can always check out the Twitch stream on Monday as well. Remember to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.